Welcome to Pilot Training Solutions Instrument Written Preparation course. If you're watching this, then you already know about the significant task laid before you, passing the FAA knowledge test. Less than a quarter of those who start flight training will ever pass the written exam, because they don't know how to study for it. Well, we're here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that hard. We're not slaying Dracula here. We're taking a standardized test. And Pilot Training Solutions top instructor, Lucas Noya, is going to lead the way through this course. Lucas isn't a professional orator. He's not a motivational speaker or a voiceover actor. He's a flight instructor. He's a flight instructor with tens of thousands of hours of teaching on the ground and in the airplane under his belt, and he's come up with an arsenal of simple tricks and tools to get you through the test. Take our course for a test drive around the block with the next few slides. They're taken right from our course, so you can see how easy this exam can be. Then, pick up a program, set a few days aside, and put the fright factor of the written exam behind you with Pilot Training Solutions.
How do we accurately read an altimeter? Well, the easiest way is always to start from the 10,000 marker. The 10,000 foot marker is that elongated white line with a little triangle at the end of it. Each altimeter is a little bit different, but the thinnest indicator that you have, that is your 10,000 foot marker. In this case here, it would show that we are right about at 10,000 feet. The second is the 1,000 foot marker, which is that large one, the larger, shorter but larger one, and that will indicate in thousands of feet. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What's happening? Well, as you climb in altitude, the pressure decreases. Oh, did we just go up into the mountains? Because it got so cold all of a sudden. Oh, right. The altimeter does the same. If we end up in an area of cold weather, the altimeter believes that we've climbed, because that's where colder temperatures usually are. So your altimeter would lead. Again, as usual, we're going to find simple solutions to these questions that the FAA asks you. Whenever you're asked a question about primary supporting, you have to first identify what are they asking you for. Is it the pitch? Is it the bank? Is it the power? Second, are they asking me for what's my primary or what is my supporting? So again, go in the question and find out what is the primary instrument. Okay, they're asking me for primary. Third, does the value need to change or does the value not change? So if they're asking you what is the primary instrument for pitch during turn to the right, primary for pitch and we're turning. So we're asking for the pitch, the value is not changing. Okay? If you don't need to change the value, then you revert back to your three most important instruments that we discussed above, your altimeter, your airspeed indicator, and heading indicator. If you are changing it, you must be changing it according to specific instructions. Let's say, for example, the controller has asked you to change your heading from 180 to 090. What would be the primary instrument for bank? So what are they asking me here? They are asking me, first of all, bank. We're asking for bank. We're asking for the primary instrument. And third, we are changing the value. Okay? The answer is, when you're turning an IFR, when you're performing maneuvers in IFR, you're supposed to do them according to certain methods. As you know, for turning, you're supposed to turn it at a standard rate. What is the only instrument that will tell you whether you're performing a standard rate turn or not? You guessed it again, the turn coordinator. You probably... Well, did you know that... Andy, well, about 90%. Okay, how exactly do we figure out our position relative to a VOR? As I said at the beginning, I'm going to have to ask you to forget everything you know about a VOR. Trust me, this system is so much simpler than what you're used to. Think about it. The needle points to the right, you go to the right. The needle goes to the left, you go to the left. Oh wait, but you might be in reverse sensing. That's if the flag has a from instead of a to. Come on, this is complete nonsense. How does a VOR work? It's very simple. Let's say that I ask you, what is your position relative to me? And let's say I'm in Texas and you're in Maine. Well, your simplest answer would be to say that you are northeast of me. Well, that's exactly what a VOR does. For example, this VOR is telling me that it is located to the northeast of me. How do I know it? It's incredibly simple. A VOR, like you before giving me 2 cardinal directions to get to you, is giving me a couple of cardinal directions telling me where it's located. In this case, the VOR is telling me that it's north and east of me. How do I know this? Well, first of all, that little to from flag, let's just call it a flag and forget that there is a to from on it. It's just a flag. It's one of the indicators that directs you towards the VOR. In this case, as you see, it is pointing down. So I look at a cardinal direction on the same side that that flag is pointing to. If I go straight down from that flag, I can see that it's saying, hey, go north. That is one of the 2 cardinal directions that we must use to go to that station. The second cardinal direction is shown by the needle. The needle will swing to one side. You must find a number on that side, and in this case it's evident that east is on that side. So I found one cardinal direction for the flag, north, the other one for the needle, east. This VOR is telling me it's northeast of me. It is that simple. Now I'm going to give you another thorough explanation on how we use this method so everything gets clear. Remember, you need to forget what you know. First of all, do you see that to from flag? DME questions with an RMI reference. Some of these questions can be really tricky, but as usual I have a simple solution. Let's look at this question. First of all, you need to understand that you need to really understand the question. What is it asking? Where should the bearing pointer be located relative to the wingtip reference to maintain the 16 DME range? Oh, this seems complicated. Let's break it down and make it simple. First of all, I need to identify what kind of arc am I doing. I'm doing an arc to the right, so that's what I'm going to draw. Second, we have to put our airplane on this arc. And here's our airplane on the arc. Now we need to add the wind component. As we see, we need to crab into that wind. So I twisted my airplane to crab into the wind. I exaggerated it a little bit to make the point easier to understand. Now we have to draw the needle pointing from the airplane to the station. And we'll extend that from the center of our wings. Pretty much this is our RMI needle pointing directly to the station, as if we were looking at the cockpit. As you can see, the needle is ahead of the right wingtip. And that is the correct answer, VOR 2. But you wouldn't even need to look at the VOR, because the correct answer, you can see right away, is ahead of right wingtip. And as you can see from our drawing, our needle is ahead of the right wingtip.